The city of Mangaluru is on the edge after 2 people were killed in police firing during protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act that took place yesterday. The state government and the Mangaluru police is now coming together to blame outsiders for the unrest in the city. Now, cops are also questioning some media teams from Kerala who they claim have no IDs or accreditation. Some journalists from Kerala were also detained by the cops. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has condemned the detention of journalists. He said that there is an attempt to portray journalists as troublemakers. So over 100 journalists gathered in Thiruvananthapuram to protest against these detentions by the Mangaluru police. In fact, a 49-year-old and a 23-year-old were killed in the firing that took place yesterday in those violent protests. A curfew has been clamped down across Mangaluru till December 22nd. Internet services have also been suspended for 48 hours to contain the protests. Schools, colleges have all been closed in the town, but there's no violence really that's been reported today.
It has been very obvious when the pattern of the violence has been done, and in particular areas in Mangalore, it has given to understanding that a lot of people outside had come for last 3-4 days, and they were the real people who were really creating all this nuisance. We'll look into that angle once peace is restored. We'll look into that angle.
ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಿಕಲ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಲ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಾದ ನಂತರ ನಾವು ಗುಂಪನ್ನು ಚದುರಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಬಲ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಅವರು ಹೊಡೆದಿದ್ದ ಕಲ್ಲುಗಳಿಂದ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಬಳಸಿದ ಬಲ ಪ್ರಯೋಗದಿಂದ ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಗಾಯಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ತೀವ್ರತರವಾದ ಗಾಯ ಸಿವಿಲಿಯನ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಅವರು ತೀವ್ರ ನಿಗಾ ಘಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಹೊಂದುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಕೇಳೋವರೆಗೂ ಆ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ತೀವ್ರತರವಾದ ಗಾಯ ಸಿವಿಲಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗಾಗಿದೆ. ಸುಮಾರು 20 ಜನ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಬಹಳ ತೀವ್ರತರವಾದ ಗಾಯಗಳಾಗಿದೆ.
Media reporters who were covering reportedly the incidents in Mangalore and who reportedly have been detained by the police may please be released, provided they have not indulged in any illegal act. And I have also made a request that they may be given a safe passage back to Kerala.
India Today's Gopi Krishnan Unitan sent us this report from Thiruvananthapuram, where over 100 journalists protested against the detentions by the Mangaluru police.
We are right now in Thiruvananthapuram, where a massive protest has just culminated in front of the GPO, the General Post Office. So this was actually organized by the KUWJ to extend their solidarity to the students in Jamia and other parts of the country who have been protesting against the implementation of CAA, and they were also raising slogans to uphold the constitutional values of the country. Joining me now is senior journalist Shashikumar. Sir, what are the actual slogans and what is the actual reason behind the protest that the journalists themselves are coming to this?
See, there are 2 reasons. First, the entire nation is against these 2 acts. So we thought it was right time to, voice our concern about the whole issue. Otherwise, it will be too late. Second, 2 of our colleagues who were doing the duty in Mangaluru today, they were arrested. I mean, why should a government of the day try to stifle the media's voice, which shows that there is something to hide for them, and they're trying to twist the fact that those people were fake journalists, which is not true, which I categorically say they were genuine journalists of 2 mainstream TV channels in Kerala.
So when journalists themselves come out to the streets, at least some part of the public will think that when journalists are taking side, how can we trust the kind of news that they are getting?
What the people should realize is that right now it may not affect them, but very soon it might affect them. Thinking that it is not my problem, you shouldn't stay back and not voice your dissent. If you feel these 2 acts are against in the India which we know about, we should protest and we should raise our voice.
Now, regarding this journalists who were detained and being questioned in Mangaluru, have the KUWJ or the senior journalists raised this concern with the state administration as in terms of the Chief Minister or other ministers?
Absolutely. We are doing that. And we have taking every possible step, to get them released.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us. So that was senior journalist K. Shashikumar making his opinions very clear, and I actually asked this very categorical question that when journalists themselves are taken to the streets, the public might actually think that how can we, when they are taking sides, how can we get a factual report or news? And he made a very clear response to it by saying that they are actually trying to stick to the facts and they are actually trying to oppose some practices which might affect the larger interest of the general public. With camera person Chandran Gopi Krishnan in Thiruvananthapuram for India Today.
Nolan Pinto is joining us live on this broadcast from Bengaluru, getting us the latest really on the investigation by the Mangaluru police. Also with us is Gopi Krishnan Unitan, getting us different voices from Thiruvananthapuram. Nolan, to you first. Just give us a sense of what's really panned out in the last few hours since this morning. The police have really been cracking the whip on what led to those protests, and they've essentially stated that it is outsiders who really resorted to that kind of violence in Mangaluru. Give us a sense of the kind of investigation that's happened thereon.
Well, Akshita, on taking cue from what the Home Minister in Delhi actually spoke, saying that there could be an outsider hand, and he also spoke about the hand of those who have come from Kerala. This morning, in fact, the Mangaluru police stopped and detained a few journalists. In fact, when we wanted to clarify this information, sent a message to the Mangaluru Police Commissioner about this, and he actually went on to state, I want to read what he says. This is his own message. He says, few people not having any accreditation cards issued by any authority, not from any formal media, and in possession of many things unconnected to reporting are being questioned. Concerned DIPR of that state will be requested to verify the veracity of them being journalists and further action initiated. He says this is what is actually happening in Mangaluru. But this has not gone down well. We saw what happened in Kerala with the government as well as the media over there stating that this is nothing but a witch hunt on part of the authorities in Mangaluru to stifle the free flow of news. However, Akshita, what we are also receiving information is that after the Home Minister, who spoke in Delhi last night and also spoke to me this morning, he says that they had received information that in the past few days, 2 to 3 days, people from Kerala actually came into certain pockets of Mangaluru and were responsible for spreading false information, propaganda that actually led to what happened yesterday. 2 people lost their lives. Because of this, the northern parts of Kerala, the border between Karnataka and Kerala, those areas as well, the police have now increased the number of personnel on the ground over there to make sure that things don't go out of control. But as of now, Akshita, the situation, not just in Mangaluru and Bengaluru, but across the state is peaceful.
Okay, peaceful, no protests that have broken out and no violence, definitely. But the mention that Nolan has also made about how the government and the administration in Mangaluru seems to believe that there is a Kerala element that needs to be looked into. Let me get in a reaction from Gopi Krishnan also on this. Gopi, has there been any statement that's coming from the Kerala government on the fact that the Karnataka government and the Mangaluru police seem to believe that these outsiders who led and created all that unrest in Mangaluru came from Kerala?
Well, Akshita, the Chief Minister has given a very categorical statement as far as his journalists detained are concerned, because he has actually said that the state government will take all efforts to ensure the safety of these journalists, and already the state DGP Loknath Behera, he said in the morning that he is already in touch with his Karnataka counterpart to ensure that they are safely back. And also the Chief Minister said that such practices of labeling journalists as attackers or troublemakers and labeling their equipments as equipments which are used as a weapon should be condemned critically. And coming down to this part of the statements made by the Karnataka leaders and the Karnataka ministers that the people from Kerala are creating this trouble. We were just a while back, we were speaking to one of the senior state leaders of the Congress Congress, Uman Chandi, the former Chief Minister, we made this very particular question, and he said that we have been seeing protests across Kerala over the last 4-5 days or even a week, and if these people were actually about to create trouble, they would have certainly created that trouble here as well. But when there are no troubles happening in Kerala, just the opposite is happening in the borderline areas like the Mangaluru and other parts of Karnataka. And this particular claim by the BJP or the state leaders of Karnataka does not hold any water or does not hold any weightage, is what Uman Chandi, the former Chief Minister, has told us just a while back. So certainly this is going to transpire into a political blame game, that is for sure. But what we will have to wait and watch is how are the state governments and the state administrations going to cope up with this.
Okay, Gopi, Nolan, thanks for joining us with all those details. Very interesting developments that are taking place a day after the violence in Mangaluru. You've got the authorities saying that there are people who came in from Kerala who created that unrest, but the Kerala government outrightly denying this and also questioning why Kerala journalists have been detained by the police.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.